Beginning April 1st, 2023, aspiring Canadian homeowners are being given an excellent new tool to help them save. It's called the First Home Savings Account. And in this video, I'm going to cover with you exactly what the account does, who's eligible, what the tax benefits are, how to make withdrawals, and what investments can be held within the First Home Savings Account. Let's dive right in. First off, let's cover exactly what the First Home Savings Account actually is. It is an account at a designated financial institution. You can do it at your bank or any other place where you hold your investments. And it allows you to contribute up to $40,000 into this account for the purchase of your first home. Per year, you are able to contribute up to $8,000 on an annual basis. And any unused amount can only be carried forward to the next year. So for example, if in 2023 you contribute $5,000 instead of your maximum $8,000, the $3,000 that you did not use in 2023 can be carried forward into 2024. So in total in 2024, you could make a contribution of $11,000. You have to meet 3 criteria to be eligible for the First Home Savings Account. Number 1, you have to be a Canadian citizen or permanent resident. Number 2, you have to be between the ages of 18 and 71. Number 3, you have to be considered a first-time homebuyer at the time that you open the account. Now, the definition of first-time homebuyer is a little bit confusing, especially when it involves spouses or common law. So in general, you are not considered a first-time homebuyer if you are living with your spouse or common law in the year that you open your account or for the preceding 4 years up until that point. The First Home Savings Account has a couple of great tax benefits. Like an RRSP, contributions made into the savings account are tax deductible. So as a reminder, you're allowed to contribute $8,000 per year. So that $8,000 contribution would then lower your taxable income for the year that the contribution is made by $8,000, saving you income taxes. Unlike an RRSP though, when you make a withdrawal for the purchase of your first home, there's no requirement to repay the First Home Savings Account over a 15-year period. Because when you make a withdrawal from your RRSP under the First Time Homebuyers Plan, you are required to repay that over the next 15 years. Like a TFSA, there's some great benefits as well. Once money is in a First Home Savings Account, any investments that earn you a return are tax exempt, and any withdrawal for the purchase of your first home is also tax exempt. So again, you get that benefit of both worlds, which make this First Home Savings Account an awesome tool for first-time home buyers. Now, it's worth noting that the First Home Savings Account is not exclusive. What I mean by that is that it doesn't preclude you from also taking advantage of the first-time homebuyer withdrawal from your RRSP and or using TFSA for the savings as well. So just keep that in mind. Investments that are eligible for the First Home Savings Account pretty much mirror what would be considered to be eligible for an RRSP or TFSA. They include such things as publicly traded securities, some exempt market securities, corporate and government bonds, mutual funds, and GICs. Also similar to RRSPs and TFSAs, the non-qualified types of investments, which include investments like non-arm's length investments, still apply. So you want to get some guidance. For most people, you won't run into trouble, but if you are looking at some more exotic or very unique ways of taking advantage of the investments within the First Home Savings Account, you'll want to pay attention to those restrictions. Making withdrawals from your First Home Savings Account, there are a couple of different permutations and scenarios to discuss here. When you buy your first home, you have up until 30 days after closing to withdraw the funds from your account. But what about if you buy pre-construction? You might buy pre-construction home, detached home, a condominium, or maybe you are building a home as a first-time home buyer. So in that scenario, the rules around this account require that when you withdraw funds to purchase pre-construction, you must be entered into a firm agreement of purchase and sale prior to October of the following year. So that's a big mouthful. If you were to buy a pre-construction home or condo in 2023, let's say, you have to be entered into a purchase and sale agreement with a builder before October 1st of 2024. Another critical point, the property that you are buying must be occupied as your principal residence. You have up until 12 months after getting possession, getting the keys, to demonstrate that you are living in the property. Otherwise, it will be deemed non-eligible and there will be tax consequences if you've relied on the first home savings account for the purchase of what would then be deemed to be an investment property. There might be a scenario that comes up where you've set aside money in your first home savings account and then you need to access the funds for whatever life throws at you. And or maybe there's a scenario where you don't actually buy your first home. So what happens in those two instances? Any withdrawal from your first home savings account into your personal account would be deemed to be income for the year that that withdrawal happens. So there will be a tax consequence. Alternatively, you can transfer from the first home savings account directly into your RRSP or RIF account. Now, in the scenario where you do not buy a home, and keep in mind there's one important detail, that once you open up a first home savings account, you must purchase a home within 15 years. So let's say the 15th year arrives, you haven't managed to purchase a home, then one of two things happens. Either the account becomes disqualified and the money that's in the account gets added to your income for that 15th year and there are tax consequences, or you can be proactive and transfer the money from the first home savings account into a registered account such as an RRSP or RIF account depending on your age. Overall, I believe that the first home savings account is an excellent tool that the government has come up with to aid first-time homebuyers who are struggling as it is to get into the market. So this is an excellent tool to assist with that. And I think it's going to have a lot of traction. I also believe that it's going to supersede the RRSP first-time homebuyers plan and should probably be utilized first. And then once the room is maxed out, then you would take advantage of the first-time homebuyers plan in your RRSP. So that would essentially be $40,000 home savings account, $35,000 in your RRSP for a total of $75,000 for the assisting of the purchase of your first home. My name is Chris Mulder. I am a Toronto mortgage broker. If you have any questions about the first home savings account or what it takes to get qualified for your first mortgage, I'm just a phone call or an email away. Till next time, bye for now.